Hello, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about SQL Server Maintenance Plan, how can we use them, and how to schedule them as well, and what are the uses. Mainly we're going to be focused on manipulating your data, like doing updates and changes. So let's see how we can configure a maintenance plan. Before watching, please help support my channel by subscribing to it. Okay, so over here I have my customer table. Our management decided to add the YTD sales, which is the year-to-date sales, to the customer table, and this column is going to be used to be displayed on the customer screen to give an indication of how much sales did the customer do until now. So I need to run a maintenance plan on the back end, or run an update statement on the back end to update this field as we get going, so whenever the users open the screen, the customer screen, they can see how the customer is performing. So over here I have my update statement. It brings from the customer table and then do an inner join to a subquery that brings the total sales for each customer. If you are not familiar with the inner join, you can watch my previous video explaining the inner join and left join as well. Okay, so let's see how we can create the maintenance plan. So over here on my Object Explorer of SQL Server, I have my maintenance plan menu. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a new maintenance plan. I'm going to call it data updates. So whatever I'm going to list under this maintenance plan is going to be for data updates. Okay, so over here is my sub plan. So the sub plan is your schedule time, or when this is going to happen. So let me double click on it and explain what's inside it. So this is my sub plan. I'm going to call it run every 5 minutes. And then description, I say update customer data. Please remember that the subplan can hold multiple update statements, so it might be very specific to say update customer statement, but that's okay for our example. And then I'm going to set the schedule for the subplan. So I'm going to say it happens daily. And instead of it happening every day at 12 a.m., I'm going to say that this happens every 5 minutes. And then it starts from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. and the start date is as of to date, and it doesn't have any end date. So remember, there's an option that you would have end date if you want to run a specific task for a specific time only, and then you want it to stop. So for example, sometimes my customer asks me to change the item prices on December and then stop changing them on January, just to cover the holiday season, the Boxing Days, the Christmas season, and these offers. So at this point, I don't want to update the prices after January, so I would have an end date by the end of December, or whatever date the customer requests. I'll hit OK, and I'll hit OK. So my subplan has been implemented. Now I'm going to hit on my Tools menu. So once you hit on your tool menu, you're going to find the maintenance plan tasks. If you did not find this maintenance plan task on your SQL Server, you can hit View and then find the toolbox, and then under the toolbox you're going to find the maintenance plan tasks. I'm going to pull the execute T-SQL statement task and put it over here. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can view it on the video. And I'm going to name it as update customer YTD sales, year-to-date sales. I'm going to double click on it. And that opens for me the execution screen. So the execution screen is exactly like your new query screen. The only problem over here is that you need to decide or tell SQL Server which database you're going to use. So you can see over here I have multiple databases. I have my SQL Report Server database, I have my sample database, I have my wide world importers database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say use my sample data. Otherwise it's going to fail. So remember this, because like SQL does not know exactly on which database you want to apply your statement. I'm just going to hit OK for now, and then I'm going to go over here and copy my update statement. And then I'm going to hit go again. And then you'll have to save your statement over here. So you have to click the save button. Then let me refresh over here. So you can see your data updates has been created. The other thing that has been created as well is a job on the SQL Server agent to perform your maintenance plan. So you can see over here a job has been created. It says data updates run every 5 minutes. So first of all, I'm going to go to my customer table. I'm going to execute it, and then I'm going to see my sales column. It's all null. So this should run every 5 minutes. So 5 minutes from now is going to run, but because like we don't want to wait for 5 minutes, I'm going to force the job to run. So what we can do is we can say start job at step, and this forces the job to run. Of course, it's going to run on its own every 5 minutes. So it's currently in progress. Now it's successful. So let's run the statement. And then now you can see that my YTD sales has been populated. So now whenever this customer buys a new invoice, so after the invoice has been processed by the company, then the YTD sales is going to be updated with the new number. So there is a 5 minutes delay, and this needs to be explained for the user. Of course, you can decrease the interval. So having said that, I have received an error on my job when I first ran it. But I edited the video, but I wanted to tell you what was the problem. The problem is that my Windows user did not have permission to run the job. So what I did is I changed the owner to SA to force the job to run. So if you have this problem, then you can do the same thing, just change the user running the job to be a database user. So hopefully that explains a little bit about the maintenance plan, the uses of it, and yep, as I said as well, you can use this maintenance plan to flush out your log tables if your log tables are getting bigger and so on. So a lot of uses of the maintenance plan, but this gives you an idea about how to configure it. And please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks a lot for watching.